today? I'm good too. Today we will learn tiếng Anh 11 I Learn Smart Word, Unit 7, Ecological Systems, Pronunciation and Speaking, on pages 70 and 71. By the end of the lesson today, you will be able to: Number 1. Practice the sound sp. Number 2. Talk about impacts of foreign species on ecological systems. Now, let's get ready and get started. Now class, let's warm up the lesson with this activity. In this activity, you will choose the word whose underlined part is pronounced differently from that of the other words. Now let's look at question number 1 and look at the number A, B, C, and D. What are the underlined letters? They are EA. Have you found the word with different pronunciation? Let's see how the words are pronounced. A. Spread. B. Threat. C. Release. D. Death. And the correct answer in question number 1 is C, because EA in release is pronounced as E, but in A, B, and D, EA is pronounced as A. Question number 2. Let's look at numbers A, B, C, and D. Which letter is underlined? Right, letter A. Have you found the words with different pronunciation? Let's check together. A. Nature. B. Landscape. C. Statue. D. Challenge. So, what is the correct answer? Right, it's number A. Letter A in nature is pronounced as A, but in B, C, and D, A is pronounced as A. Question number 3. Let's look at the numbers A, B, C, and D. How are the words pronounced? Did you find the words with different pronunciation? Let's check together. A. Release. B. Preserve. C. Remove. D. Invest. All the letter E's in A, B, and C are pronounced as A, but in D, invest is pronounced as A. That's why D is the correct answer. Good job, everyone. Now class, today for pronunciation, we will learn the combination of two consonants, sp sound. First of all, let's listen and repeat after me. Sp, sp, sp. Very good. Now let's look at the two words here and the underlined letters. These are the sp sound. In English, the sp sound is usually spelled as S and P. Now let's listen carefully to the words here. Remember to pay attention to the sp sound.
Species. Special.
Very good. Now let's listen and say the words with me.
Species.
Species.
Special.
Special. Very good. Now let's move on to activity number C. Let's look at the words in number 1, 2, and 3. Listen and circle the words that you hear. Before you listen, pay attention to the beginning sounds of the words. For example, number 1, the first word is spread, and the second word is bread. Number 2, the first word is pieces, and the second word is species. Number 3, the first word is speak, but the second word is pick. Now let's listen carefully and circle the words that you hear.
Spread. Pieces. Speak.
Did you get the words? Now let's listen one more time and check together.
Spread.
Did you hear the word? Spread or bread? Right. The correct answer is bread.
Pieces.
Did you hear the word? Pieces or species? Right, the word is pieces.
Speak.
Did you hear the word? Did the man say speak or pick? Right, it was speak. Now let's check the answers together. All the answers are correct. Good job, everyone. Now, let's listen one more time and say the words
Spread.
spread,
Pieces.
pieces,
Speak.
speak. Good job, everyone. Now, class, let's move on to practice A. Let's look at this conversation. This is a conversation between Richard, a reporter, and Margaret, a biologist. Margaret has been studying foreign species, and the animal she has been studying is golden apple snail. Let's see how this exotic animal has been affecting the local ecosystems. This time, you are Richard and I am Margaret. Let's say the sentences with me. No problem. Sure, I'm a biologist. I study foreign species, and I've been studying their impact on our environment for 15 years. The golden apple snail is native to South America, but it has spread to many Southeast Asian countries. For about 5 years, the snails have destroyed lots of crops, especially rice. They eat young plants, so the plants can't grow. We have tried many things, but since last year, we've been raising ducks on rice fields. The ducks eat the snails and snail eggs. Yes, it has. Very good. Now, let's work in pairs, practice the conversation. Remember to scrub rows so that you can practice the structures and sentences better. You have 2 minutes. The time starts now. Time's up. Thank you. Now class, let's move on to practice B. In this activity, you will change the words in blue color in here with the words on the right. Here I have a sample conversation for you. Once again, you are Richard and I am Margaret. You can ask me questions because you are a reporter. No problem. Sure, I'm a biologist. I study foreign species and I have been studying their impact on our environment for 10 years. The fire ant is native to South America, but it has spread to many states in the USA. For about 3 years, the ants have destroyed lots of farms. They make holes in the ground, so it's difficult for plants to grow. We have tried many things, but since last year we're releasing special flies that put eggs in the ants' heads. The eggs grow and kill the ants. Yes, it has. Very good. Now, based on the conversation we have just made, you should work in pairs in 3 minutes. Use the information on the right and make a similar conversation. Your time starts now. Time's up. Thank you. Now class, let's move on. In this activity, you will work in pairs again. One student plays a role as a scientist, and the other students will play the role as a reporter. The student who plays a role as a reporter will have this table. The student who is a reporter needs to interview the student who plays a role as a scientist. The student who plays a role as a scientist will have this information. So, the reporter needs to ask the questions to the scientist and fill in the table with the information. Now let's look at this picture. The first species that you will be discussing about is called brown tree snake. Let's find out how this animal has impact on the local ecosystems and how this species has been a threat to the local ecosystems. Before you make your own conversation, let's look at the sample conversation in activity number A. Now, first of all, let's look at the tenses of the verb. There are a variety of tenses that should be used in the conversation. For example, the present simple tense to talk about the facts that happened in the past. The actions also happen in the present and in the future. For example, I'm a biologist. I study foreign species. It's native to South America. Besides, we also use the present perfect tense in some sentences to talk about the actions that happened in the past and still happening until now. For example, it's native to South America, but it has spread to many Southeast Asian countries. The snails have destroyed lots of crops, especially rice. Finally, we need to focus on the verbs in present perfect continuous tense. We use the verb tense to talk about the actions that happened in the past and also is happening right now, and we want to focus on the length of time. Let's look at some examples here. How long has your team been studying it? For about 5 years. We have tried many things, but since last year, we've been raising ducks on rice fields. The second thing you want to focus on in your conversation is that you should practice using the phrases to ask for clarification. Do you remember what they are? What do you mean? Could you please explain that? Lastly, you should change the words in blue color in the sample conversation with the information that has been provided in the table. Good luck with the conversation. You have 5 minutes. Your time starts now. Thumbs up. Have you finished? Here is my sample conversation. Now, let's listen and say the sentences with me. Hello. Thanks for agreeing to do this interview. No problem. Could you tell me about what you do? Sure, I'm a scientist. I study foreign species and I have been studying their impacts on our environment for 10 years. Which species are you studying at the moment? The brown snake tree. It's native to Australia, but it has spread to islands of Guam and Pacific Islands. How long has your team been studying it? For about 7 years. And what damage has it caused? The snakes have reduced bird population. What do you mean? They destroyed the population of 12 species. The snakes have limited the growth of fruit trees. Could you please explain that? They ate animals that spread seeds. I see. So what are you doing to stop them? We have tried many things, but since last year, we've been killing them with poison. Has it been successful? It has reduced net activity, but we need to try in larger area. Great, thank you. That was very interesting. Good job, everyone. Now class, let's move on to speaking activity number B. In this activity, you will swap your roles and then make a similar conversation. This time, the student who plays a role as a reporter once again has this table. You need to ask the question to the students who plays a role as the scientist. The student who plays a role as a scientist will have the information about a foreign species. This foreign species is called European rabbit, as you can see in the picture. Let's discuss together to find out what kind of impact this kind of species has been made to the local environment. Now class, this is my sample interview for you. This time, once again, you are Richard, the interviewer or the reporter. I am Margaret, the scientist. You can ask me questions. No problem. Sure, I'm a scientist. I study foreign species, and I've been studying their impact on our environment for 11 years. The European rabbit is native to Western Europe, but it has spread to Australia for about 6 years. The rabbits have prevented the growth of new plants and trees. They ate seeds and young plants. The rabbits made it difficult for farmers to grow food. They made holes in the ground for their homes. We have tried many things, but since last year, we've been trying to spread a virus that only kills rabbits. It has reduced rabbit population, but some rabbits aren't affected. Good job! Now, when you go home, you can make a similar conversation as my conversation, or you can make it more interesting. You can add additional ideas and sentence structures. Remember to use the correct tenses for correct use of actions. Also, don't forget to use a variety of ways to ask for clarification. Good luck with the interview. Now class, this time, let's think about the two species we discussed in the previous activity. Do you remember what they are? Right, the brown tree snake and the European rabbit. This time, let's work in pair and discuss these questions. Which species is a bigger threat to the ecosystems, and why? Here are my opinions. I think the brown tree snakes are a bigger threat because they affect both animals, such as birds and plants, to be specific, fruit trees. Actually, I believe the European rabbits cause more harm because they prevent farmers from growing food for humans. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree with my opinions? Now class, do you remember what we learned today? First of all, we practiced the sound sp. We practiced some words that has the sp sound. For example, special, species. Then, we talked about the impacts of foreign species on ecological systems. Today, we discussed two species. They are brown tree snake and European rabbit. When you go home, don't forget to do your homework and prepare for the next lesson. So that's all of the lesson today. See you in the next lesson. Bye!